Hello guys, just want to come on here and give a quick weekly review as usual. As always, looking at the economic calendar, I was interested in Wednesday and Thursday's price action. Specifically on Wednesday, since we didn't have any 8:30 news, I was interested in 9:30 to 12 o'clock for my session on Wednesday. And on Thursday with 8:30 news, just a normal kill zone, 8:30 to noon. So, that being said, let's hop down into the charts. So as I saw in if you watched last week's outlook, we're stuck in this range between this weekly low and this weekly high. And this week we had a bullish weekly candle. So we'll go down to the daily chart. And we're interested on Wednesday and Thursday's price action. So before Wednesday had printed, you let Monday, Tuesday print. What I saw was this imbalance. And this buy side liquidity pool and this buy side liquidity pool here. So we were using this balanced price range as a bias going into this week. If we got above it, we would see higher prices. And as you can see on Wednesday, we kind of respected it. But then on Thursday, we ended up trading through it and then reached this buy side here. So that's my higher time frame analysis. So now I will drop down to my hourly chart for my PUI and any stop hunt opposing that. So again, Wednesday and Thursday are the days I was interested in. So on Wednesday, I'm interested in the 9 o'clock candle, the 10 o'clock candle, and the 11 o'clock candle. So I see this buy side liquidity pool here as well. So if I go on the 4 hour, we have all these equal highs up here. And on Wednesday, we hit this buy side liquidity pool here. So I'll delete all that other liquidity pools. Go back down to our hourly chart, and coming into New York kill zone, we are bullish because we are respecting down close candles, leading up into our entry kill zone. So this is my higher time frame PUI, a H1 bullish order block. And I'll drop down to my entry time frame M15. And as you can see here, leading into 9:30, as I mentioned before, since it's 9:45 news, and after 9:45 news drops, we create a M15 2022 model long. It was a very quick trade. I'm going to put your stop at the candle 2 and target that buy side liquidity pool for 2R. You had to be very quick on this one. It wicked to that buy side liquidity pool and then instantly sold off. But I just want to, this trade is different since it's not, usually most of my trades are framed from a internal range fair value gap, and we just didn't get that. Wednesday we had this H1 bullish order block to frame our model off of long. And despite being above midnight, it still played out. And then, up to noon, I consider entry. So we ended up making this short inside of our kill zone, but it didn't fail by noon. And I just don't want to hold trades outside of lunch and, overnight. That's just not my model. So that was Wednesday's trade. Thursday, we'll repeat the process. Go back to our daily chart for Thursday's price action. So looking at these equal highs here, 4-hour chart, Thursday, just notice what we're doing. We come inside this daily internal on Thursday, right here. Go down to the 1-hour chart. Well, let's see if that shows up. Back down to the 1 hour. So Thursday, we'll draw our midnight. What do you notice happening in London session? I see, low resistance liquidity up here. And London taps that higher time frame daily POI here at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then, heading into 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, our kill zone, we had this change in the state of delivery at 7 o'clock. So again, not a internal range POI. We're operating within a hourly order block. And we have this order block as well. So going down into our 15-minute chart on Thursday, interested in 8:30 to noon. Looking for, a market structure shift with a fair value gap. So as you can see, we tap this. Let's get rid of this one. Leading into 8:30 news, we tap this hourly order block, and we are respecting bullish order flow. We had this displacement leg, which is before our kill zone, which is not considered, but this would be the model if it was inside of this time window. So again, we just took off to that daily buy side liquidity with no real retracements. So nothing I could do on my end on Thursday. So that was this week's price action. We had a little 2R on Wednesday, very quick trade. And on Thursday, we got nothing and just had to, skip that day, which is fine. I followed my rules. I followed my model. That's a win in my book. But now I'll get into the weekly outlook part of the video. And very simple, guys. I'm just looking for this buy side liquidity pool here. I want to see us get to this buy side liquidity pool next week, ideally. But we did just take this buy side liquidity pool here. So really, it just depends on, if we fall down through after taking this buy side, like, are we going to continue to displace through highs and get to this weekly buy side? Which now that I see it, I see this small little imbalance on the daily chart here. Bullish price action is now being respected on the daily chart, as you can see with this imbalance here. We wick into it on Thursday, bullish to this buy side liquidity pool. Now again, another imbalance, probably seeking this liquidity pool right below that weekly sell side. So weekly buy side, this daily buy side, and this little fair value gap in premium of the up to 20 range here are all potential targets leading into next week. So I'll let you take this in for a moment. I'll change this to blue so you can see it. So bullish daily PD rays are being respected. I want to see us come down into this internal and potentially trade to this high, this imbalance, and that high. But if we knife through this imbalance, and we start heading lower and failing to respect this internal range liquidity pool, then I'm going to have to consider, this sell side liquidity pool as well. So just giving you a framework for both sides. I can't predict the future, but I personally favor bullish price action until, these levels are met. Let's look at the economic calendar for next week. So next week is NFP. So ideally, I'm going to trade Tuesday, Wednesday, lit Thursday trade because I don't trade the day before NFP. So probably get something on Tuesday, probably get something on Wednesday, skipping Thursday, and then maybe half risk on Friday because NFP is very fickle sometimes. But that's just my plan and schedule for the week. But until then, good luck and good trading.